All right, what's up, dude? How's it going? Hope you have a great time of the year, that your holidays are going great, you spend time with family. If you're in college, hope that that's going great too, that you're off from school, getting some time to relax, because I know I sure am. Anyway, I want to get right into the video, so let's get started here. What I want to talk about today is how running can actually benefit your lifting. So I'm assuming here that you're a lifter and you're, all your life you've been told that cardio kills your gains, but you're here to challenge that idea, so props to you. That's awesome to hear. So I'm gonna give you 3 main points as to why running can actually help with your lifting or just any endurance activity in general. So for the first part is that running works your aerobic system. So what is your aerobic system? It's the way that your body mainly uses to process sugar into energy. I like to tell people this. The only similarity between a ultra marathoner and a couch potato is that they both use the aerobic system. So when you're resting, you're using your aerobic system, and that generates ATP. So we can use this principle for lifting because when you're not lifting, when you're resting between your sets, your body goes back into the aerobic system. So you may have heard about how lifting is anaerobic, or your body uses little to no oxygen, but that's not, it's true for the lift, but not necessarily true for the actual resting between. So if you can run and train your aerobic system, then your body can recover faster, which means you can lift more and harder on each and every set, so they can be closer together. So if you hit one set pretty hard and you're like the rest of your sets aren't like the greatest, then you could probably benefit from working on your aerobic system if you aren't already. I have a friend who is he's really fast at sprinting, and he actually watched my video, so I'm sorry for putting you out right now, but I need to use an example somehow. We did a bunch of sprints together, and let's just say he kicked my ass at each one of them because I don't do enough sprints. I'm gonna start doing more of those. What happened is that each sprint of his got slower and slower and slower, and I just kept catching up because his anaerobic system was well developed, but his aerobic system wasn't. My aerobic system was really well developed because I run a lot, but I can use more anaerobic training. My point is that if he trained his aerobic system more, if he ran like I did, or even just ran a little bit more, like 15, 30 minutes runs a week, then he could kick my ass like the whole way. I mean, geez. So if we apply this principle to lifting, then each set of yours will be very close together, like very much similar. So you can lift 8 reps for like 225 for the first rep, and maybe like 7, 8, instead of going from 8, 6, 4, 2, 1 rep and dying out. And all the aerobic system really means in terms of training it is that you're working on your endurance. And then the second point is increasing your mitochondrial density. So I'm assuming here that you've taken a high school biology class and you've heard about the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. And what that really transfers to scientifically is the mitochondria is where your energy is produced. So remember how I said about how sugar is transformed into energy and how the aerobic system and the anaerobic system are 2 ways to do so? Just aerobic is just with oxygen, anaerobic without oxygen. What the mitochondria is that it's like the site of it. It's where that happens, is the whole anaerobic, aerobic, and a process called cellular respiration, which is the family, I guess you could say, or like the group of what anaerobic and aerobic fall under. So when you increase the density or the amount of mitochondria in your cells, that means more ATP can be produced, which all ATP is just energy. So the more energy you have, the harder you can push in the gym, right? The more weight you can push, the more the more potential you have to get more jacked. So while an argument can be made that lifting can be aerobic in the way that you're resting and you're not doing like those super heavy lifts, and that you're also going to be increasing your mitochondrial density, it isn't the same. It's like saying if you run fast that you're working your anaerobic threshold, so you don't need a lift because you're working like your anaerobic system, right? Well, it doesn't make sense. You want to do direct aerobic endurance work to get those results. And then my third and final point for this video is going to be how running can actually boost your capillaries. So all capillaries are just like these little like blood vessels throughout your body that transfer nutrients and oxygen to your muscles. And without them, I mean, you wouldn't be able to move, you wouldn't be able to function. So when you have more of these and increase the amount like coming throughout your body, you can curl more, you can bench more, you can do more pull-ups, and obviously have I wouldn't say get more jacked, but have the potential to get more jacked. So, I mean, if you run, you're not gonna get jacked, right? But if you run and combine lifting together, then you can get jacked, and do so in a smart way. And what do I mean by a smart way? I mean to put your training into a way where you can do it without both of them interfering with each other. And I included a free ebook in the description down below, and you can check out how I do my training, how I structure that for more details. But how I would structure my training as someone whose goal is to mainly build muscle and strength is I would keep my lifts as separated as possible from my runs. So I would do 1 day running, 1 day lifting, 1 day running, 1 day lifting, rest, repeat. If I have to do a run and a lift on the same day, I would keep the lift first and then run like 4 to 6 hours later. Sometimes that's not feasible, so just do your best to get your runs in and separate them as much as possible. For you, I mean, you can see some gains from just 2 to 3 runs a week of 15 to 30 minutes. Or even if you don't like running, just do some sort of cardio for like 15 to 30 minutes. You know, the Stairmaster, the bike, swimming, anything. And you'll see some major improvements. I'm not telling you in this video to run like David Goggins where you're running like bajillion miles a week. You can see some major results just from like a couple miles a week and just starting from there and then increasing as you go along. So to recap, running helps your lifting in multiple ways, including the 3 reasons I listed before, including working your aerobic system, which means that you're gonna be able to recover better in between your lifting sets, which means you can work harder for each and every set, which means you get more jacked, you get stronger, and you get closer to your goals in your gym. The second is to increase your mitochondrial density, which means you're gonna have a higher output of energy or ATP, which means you can work harder and have the potential to do so. And the third reason is to increase your capillaries, which means more oxygen, more nutrients to your muscles, which means the muscles can work harder and you can get stronger and have the higher potential, higher potential to get more jacked, to get stronger. So if you found this video helpful, just feel free to subscribe, comment down below what else I can do to help you out, what other questions you got for me, and I'll do my best to answer them. So thank you so much and have a great holiday. Thank you.